stay here and watch with me. Father, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you will.
That night, after what is known to us as the Last Supper, Jesus and his disciples found themselves in what is known as the beautiful Garden of Gethsemane. This Garden of Gethsemane, out of all of the 7 sheddings of the blood, this was the first place that Jesus shed blood. When he shed blood, it was not because he was hit, it was not because he was struck, it was not because he was pierced, but Jesus shed blood because a few hours before that, he was made known that he would be betrayed by someone who walked in him for 3 years. The first shedding of the blood was caused by betrayal. Betrayal is probably the worst thing that could ever happen to a person, because betrayal is never done by a stranger. Betrayal is only done by someone who is close to you. A family member, a business partner, a classmate, a relative. Betrayal can be done by a friend. In this case, betrayal was done by Judas, the treasurer of the 12. The Bible says in Luke chapter 22, verse 44, Jesus was in great pain and prayed so sincerely that his sweat fell from his brow to the ground like drops of blood. Have you ever been betrayed before? Have you ever been betrayed by a family member? Have you ever been betrayed by a good friend? Have you ever been betrayed by a business partner? Even worse, have you ever been betrayed by a spouse? Those things are so hard to walk in, but we got good news for you, and the good news on Easter is that when Jesus shed blood from his brow, you and I can take that same blood after we have been betrayed, and we can say, God, it's so hard to drink from this cup, but I apply the first shedding of the blood that came from Jesus' brow. If you want to move on to better pastures and greater frontiers of your life, you have got to deal with betrayal. Can everybody say betrayal? How do you handle betrayal? Only one word: forgiveness. My brother Joe said many years ago, and I never forgot it. He said, what is forgiveness? Forgiveness is to set the prisoner free, only to realize that that prisoner was you. When you choose not to forgive, and when you choose to hold on to the betrayal, you become a prisoner. Forgiveness is the key to freedom. Let me tell you, when you forgive, you might remember the song that they used to play back in the 70s. And I know that there's a lot of people here who were teenagers in the 70s. If you were and you don't want anyone to know, just look straight at me and nobody will know that you were a teenager in the 70s. But when you forgive, everybody say forgive. Then you might feel like the song. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see